Welcome back to another Fear Fishing tips, tricks, and other random thoughts. On the weekend, fished Rice Lake. Day 1 went pretty well. Day 2 went really tough. But day 1, I used one simple setup to catch all the fish that helped us put a bag together to seal the deal on making the 2019 Classic. Texas rigging. When we think of Texas rigging, most of the time we're thinking big tungsten, peg top, flipping heavy cover. This rod and reel right here is what I use to flip deep weed to 20100, tuck a Hero flipping rod. But you're not always going to have to flip through deep, crazy cover. You're not always going to have a super hard bottom like when you're looking for deep weed. Deep weed, you're looking for rock with weed on it, milfoil. This tungsten weight, if you fish it shallow, is going to fall so fast that it's going to bury itself in the mud being pegged. Fishing the shallow trees on the Otonabee River, I switched up to something I've used for years and years and years. And we're gonna go through this setup and I'll show you guys how simple it is to tie up. We all know that fish love SENKOS. If you're fishing all those dirty trees up the river using a wacky style, you're gonna lose a pile of hooks. When Texas rigging, you're gonna bury that hook into the side of that bait. This bait is 1,000,000 years old. This bait has caught a ton of fish over the weekend. Let's get into the setup and how we're going to rig this. This Senko, like I was just showing you, had caught a ton of fish. I'll show you a quick trick on how to save it. It's brand new. The top's all ripped from the hook going through, so I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to go below the rip, and I'm just going to shorten that bait up like 1/4 of an inch. The rod and reel setup, I'm using line, 50-pound J-braid, X4, Tatua CT 100, and a 7.6 Tatua casting rod. Medium heavy, got a really soft tip, because the key to fishing this rig in the trees is using a 1/4 ounce, a little tiny tungsten weight. 4-aught worm hook, and we don't lose a ton of baits and we can fish way back in the trees, we're gonna Texas rig this Senko, take that hook, and basically bury it in the bait. So even on the other side, there's no hook exposed. Can you see that? When that fish bites onto this, you're gonna jam hook and you're gonna get them. The key and why this bait works so well is that when you cast it out, it's easy to cast. The tungsten is gonna slide against the Senko. You can use any bait. I just really like to use Senkos for this. When it starts falling in the water column, the weight is going to slide and your Senko is going to fall slower than your weight, and when it hits bottom, it's still going to continue to fall. The other thing with not being pegged, this is not going to bury into the soft bottom, and as soon as you start reeling in, it's going to catch up to itself. But this is a great way to fish trees that you are going to get hung up in. It is a great way to fish reeds that are shallow. You can cast it out and work it back to the boat. This setup will catch fish anywhere, anytime. Texas rig your Senkos, no bobber stop, no peg, let that weight sling. Remember, if you rip the top, just cut a little bit off, shorten that bait up. It'll save you a pile of money. You're gonna catch a lot more big fish and you're gonna have fun doing it. Tournament this weekend. And for all of you who were wondering, Sean and I did make the 2019 CSFL Classic. Balsam Lake, here we come. Boom! We needed that.